I think that we can start now with our kickoff meeting of the mutual learning program that we implement, CBIT GSP implement in collaboration with the IGES from Japan. So my name is Slađana Bundalo, and I'm network coordinator for Euro-Asia Transparency Network of the CBIT GSP program, and I welcome you all to this meeting. Good morning and good afternoon to our colleagues in Japan, since in Japan is late afternoon. Thank you, pardon. Thank you everyone for joining to us to this meeting. So at the beginning, I would like to ask our colleagues from CBIT GSP and a colleague from the Ministry of the Environment of Japan to provide and to welcome all participants. So as per our agenda, I invite our colleague from Copenhagen, Ketsive, to welcome you to this meeting. Ketsive, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Slađana. Sorry about that. Dear participants and colleagues, welcome to this meeting. And thank you very much for making time for this meeting. So on behalf of UNEP Copenhagen Climate Center and the CBIT GSP, I would like to welcome all of you to this kickoff virtual meeting for our mutual learning program, which really we started this program last year. And today we are starting a new cycle of our support activities for Serbia and Turkey in improving their knowledge and understanding on tracking progress of their NDC, particularly for the energy sector, which have been prioritized by these countries. The support activity package under this mutual learning program, which we mostly refer as the MLP, was inherited from our cooperation that we have had with IGES since last year. And the main objective is really to support developing countries in understanding and helping them to exchange among each other and learn from each other in terms of how they will apply the reporting guidance under Article 13, and also explore together areas of improvement in the reporting process to the UNFCCC. So the main approach for our MLP is basically working, having countries to work together from different networks, and they try to support each other and learn from each other experiences through practical exchanges. And this program also is well guided by experts that provide the guidance to the countries in terms of how they can actually apply or implement the different approaches that they will be learning together. So last year we had two pairs, Azerbaijan and Uzbekistan from Central Asia and the Caucasus Transparency Network, Georgia and Moldova from the Euro-Asia Transparency Network, and this was technically led by IGES and supported by CBIT GSP. And in this cycle, for the second cycle this year, we have also 4 countries, Armenia and Kazakhstan, as a learning pair from Central Asia and the Caucasus, and the second pair is Serbia and Turkey from the Eurasia Network, which is why we are here today. So also we are excited as CBIT GSP that we are going to take a lead in coordinating this MLP for Serbia and Turkey from our side, and we are also grateful for the support that we are going to receive technically from our colleagues from Japan. We also do expect that you will be able to learn, and the countries are going to take this opportunity to really ride on this very unique opportunity to ensure that they learn from each other and understand the processes and the different elements that are required to support their reporting process. So I just want to say to the colleagues coming from the different countries, this is a really unique opportunity, and ask you to really make use of it and try to learn from each other and from our CBIT GSP project. And it has been really one of the innovative elements that I think that Jeff has also made reference to several times, because we understand that as much as you can have a presentation or build capacity of different people through training and through different elements, but mostly we know that countries learn better when they learn from each other. And we truly hope that this will be an enriching experience, and the practical skills that you will learn and apply throughout this process will prepare you, and you will at the end have very quality reports and contribute to your BTR journey, and will be able to submit your reports by the end of this year. So I would like to thank all the participants for the readiness to participate, and also thank the colleagues from IGES for actually being here with us today, and wish you a very productive learning process ahead. Thank you very much. Over to you, Slajan.
Thank you very much, Katsive. Thank you for providing this background and inside information about our collaboration actually with IGES, and about details and on our joint MLP program. So we are very glad to have new countries with us. But before we start with the introduction of the country teams, we have a great pleasure also to have here with us Ms. Yuka Okajima. We had also opportunity to meet each other last week in Japan. So I welcome you again. It's nice to see you again. So please, the floor is yours for introduction and for welcoming remarks.
Thank you, Slajana. Hi, good morning and good afternoon, everyone. And also, I'm happy to see faces of participants from at CBIT in Tokyo. And my name is Yuka Okajima. I'm from Ministry of the Environment, Japan. First of all, I would like to thank CBIT GSP and IGES in organizing this valuable event. Also, I would like to welcome Turkey and Serbia to this mutual learning program for enhanced transparency. Ministry of the Environment Japan has been providing the mutual learning program since 2020, and we greatly appreciate the program is expanding with collaboration of CBIT GSP, and new countries are engaging and learning from each other. As you all know, this year is very important for transparency, as all countries will submit the first biannual transparency reports under the enhanced transparency framework. So I believe that the experience gained at this through this mutual learning program will be useful and meaningful for enhancing our knowledge and preparation of the BTRs. In last year, the mutual learning program resulted fruitful exchange of views, which were shared at COP28 side event in Azerbaijan Pavilion. This year, also, we hope mutual learning program would generate active discussions based on that experience again. I wish all the success of this year's mutual learning program. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, as per our agenda, it's time to see and to meet country representatives of Serbia and Turkey. So I'm glad to invite a team from the Serbia to introduce themselves. Shall we start with Dragana?
Thank you.
Dragana,
Thank
the
you,
floor is
Slađana.
yours.
Thank you, Slađana. Can you hear me?
Yes, of course. Yes.
Oh, okay. Good day to you and to everyone else. On behalf of myself and my team from the Ministry of Environmental Protection of the Republic of Serbia, here today with me are my colleagues from the Climate Change Department. I don't know if we have time to let them introduce themselves individually, but I just wanted to say before we start, first of all, I would like to extend my personal apology for canceling or postponing the last MLP meeting. And I really want to thank you everyone for understanding and for really picking up and organizing another one. So Slađana, thank you. And thank you all the colleagues for your patience and understanding. And we are really looking forward to this program and to really cooperate with our Turkish colleagues, because we know they are really advanced, and we're really looking forward to hear what they have to say. So thank you. Maybe I can give the floor to my colleagues.
Thank you, Dragana. Yes, it would be nice to hear other members of Serbia team. So please.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sandra Lazic. I'm head of Department for Climate Change. Dragana already told everything, so I'm also looking forward to hear especially experience from Turkey, because we are participating in various projects, regional projects, and we know that they are really advanced, and we are looking forward to hear, especially on MRV part for ETS. So thank you. Thank you, everyone, for this opportunity to participate in this. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandra. I know I don't have a doubt that this collaboration will be interesting, especially because of the pairs of Turkey and Serbia that can exchange their experiences and knowledge and actually level of the reporting of the mitigation actions, but also exchange with the Japan colleagues with their insights and results in mitigation tracking and reporting. So the next from the Serbia team would be Anna.
Hello. Hello,
Yeah.
everyone.
Well,
my name is Anna Repac, and I'm head of adaptation unit within our Ministry of the Republic of Serbia. And not to take much of your time, just wanted to say hello.
thank you, Anna. Now, Angela, can you hear you? Can we hear you?
Good afternoon, everyone. Yes, do you hear me?
Yes.
I'm Angela Stajic from Climate Change Adaptation Unit, and I'm looking forward to hear experience from other countries, and thank you for inviting me for this meeting.
Thank you very much. You're welcome. Who is the next from the Serbia team?
Hello, everyone. Can I introduce myself, not within the Ministry of Environmental Protection, but from the Agency for Environmental Protection, just as a support to our great colleagues and great team from the Ministry. My name is Ivana Dukic. I'm head of group for air emission inventories, mainly working on GHG calculations. That's it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Ivana. Jovana.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jovana Planovic from Ministry of Environmental Protection, Adaptation to Climate Change Unit, and I'm looking forward for this meeting.
Thank you very much. I think maybe Natasha Lalic.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Natasha Lalic, advisor from the Adaptation to Climate Change Unit, and I'm thankful for organizing this meeting.
Thank you very much, Natasha. I think that we heard all members of the Serbian team. Am I right? Yes. So thank you very much. Now it would be great to hear participants from Turkey's team. So please, colleagues, the floor is yours. Maybe we can start with the Hakan. Hakan, please introduce yourself.
Thank you, Slatyana. I'm Hakan. I'm working for Directorate of Climate Change under the Ministry of Environment, Urbanization and Climate Change as an environmental engineer. And I'm also responsible for the preparation, national communication and final transparency report. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We are very glad to having you and your team here. So who is the next from the Turkey team?
Maybe I can go.
Yes,
Hello,
of course.
Good morning. I'm Güliz. I'm working as a climate change expert in Directorate of Climate Change in Turkey. Thank you for this webinar.
Thank you, Gülriz. Now can we hear?
Good morning. I'm Özlem Gülay. Actually, I'm working in the Mitigation Policies Department in the Directorate of Climate Change. And today I will give a brief overview of our mitigation policies. And if you have a further question, I will be glad to answer all the questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Özlem. Now, Sayman.
Hello, everyone. I'm also very pleased to meet and be with you. I supported the preparation of Turkey's 8th National Communication and 5th Biennial report. Now I'm also working as a consultant at the FAO and helping proposal development under SEBIT framework for Turkey to prepare its BTR.
Thank you very much, Sayman. I think that all members of the Turkey team has introduced themselves. So thank you very much to all. It's nice to see that much members of your teams from your agencies and from your ministries involved actually in preparation of the BTR and tracking of the mitigation actions and measures. So I think that this activity and our MLP this year with you will be very much interesting. And now I would like to gladly invite representatives from the Japan team to introduce themselves. Chisa, maybe we can start with you.
Thank
Please.
you very much. Yes, and good morning to all. My name is Chisa Umemiya. I'm from the IGS based in Japan. I have been working on this mutual learning program since 2020, and together with the collaboration with the CBGSP, also serving as the secretariat of the program. And for this particular pair, I'm a part of the Japan team and really excited to see all of you here today. And we are also very much looking forward to learning from all of you. And from Japan side, we have several colleagues as part of the Japan team. And next, I'd like to invite my colleague, Temulen.
Thank you very much, Temulen. Please introduce yourself.
Yeah, good morning and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Temulen. I also work in IGS. We have been implementing MLP, and since last year, we have a very strong collaborator from CBGSP. And happy to meet here and looking forward to have good, fruitful discussion. Thank you. And next, I would like to invite my colleague from MURC, Morimoto-san.
Yes, thank you very much, and good to see you, everyone. My name is Takashi Morimoto from the MURC, which is a Japanese think tank working for the Ministry of the Environment for the preparation of the transparency reports under the UNFCCC and the Paris Agreement, including the preparation of GHG inventory, balance report, and the national communication, and of course, BTR, balance transparency report. And from our side, we have two colleagues, Maya and Kosuke. So please turn on your video. Yes, we three are joining this mutual learning program. I'm very looking forward to having a fruitful discussion with all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Morimoto. And please, colleagues, from Japan team to introduce themselves. Hattori?
Maybe Fukuda-san first. Okay. So I'm also from MURC, which is Japanese think tank. And I'm also involved in BTR preparation for Japanese reporting. And so I'm very glad to hear from all of you about your country's situation. And I want to really learn from your experiences. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Maya, please, can you introduce yourself?
Thank you very much. I'm Maya Fukuda from MURC as well. We are currently working very hard on preparation of BTR, so we are very keen to learn each other. So very looking forward to working with you for this MLP program. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Maya. And now, yeah, it's my great pleasure to invite my colleagues from CBGSP program to introduce themselves. At first, I invite our colleague, I'm Gul, from Climate Change Copenhagen Center within the UNEP. So please, I'm Gul, introduce yourself.
Thank you, Slajana. Hello, good afternoon, good morning. My name is Aymgul Kerimray. I work as a scientist at UNEP Copenhagen Climate Center, and I'm very happy to be contributing to this MLP program as a technical expert. And I would like to thanks for this opportunity to participate in this MLP program, and also yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Aymgul. Actually, since for this group of countries, CBGSP will have a technical lead, the Aymgul, with the person number one for all technical inputs and results of your reports, for overview, etc., from expert point of view. So we are very much welcome you to this cycle of the MLP. Also, we have here with us our colleague Kasive. She provided the introduction, but maybe Kasive, you would like to also introduce yourself and your role within the CBIT GSP program. You're muted, sorry.
Thank you, Slajana. I'm Ketiwe Kumalo. I'm also working here at the UNEP Copenhagen Climate Center under the CBGSP as a transparency advisor. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And yes, as I said at the beginning, my name is Lajana Bundalo, and I'm network coordinator of the Eurasia Transparency Network. I'm welcoming you all. And I'm very happy that we are starting with this new cycle of the MLP. Just before we start with our official agenda and presentation, I just would like to note that this event, this meeting will be recorded. And at the beginning, also, I would like to ask you kindly to turn on your cameras and to make a few photos of this meeting. So please turn on your cameras. Thank you very much. I will make the first photo. Okay, and one new. So thank you again. So let's continue with the activities that we plan for today's meeting. At the beginning, I would like to invite Ms. Timolen to provide us with an overview of the MLP program and to inform us about the objectives and goals and actually some information on how how it was designed, what has been done so far, etc., etc. So, Timolen, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Slajana. And I'm trying to share my screen, but it said the meeting organizer can share the presentation. So if possible, can you share my presentation?
Yeah, just I will make you presenter, so
Okay.
it's okay.
Okay, yeah.
You're supposed to, yeah, can you share it now?
Yes, okay, let me try. This is my first, not the first, probably second time using so Microsoft Teams, so I will do my best.
Yeah, no worries. You have a share tab just at the top. Yeah.
Yeah, I am from window.
Yeah, just click share and then find your presentation on the right side.
Right side.
Yeah, there is several documents probably.
Okay. Okay. I'm in this share. Okay, let me try again. Window. I see now. Okay. Apologies for making you wait. I hope you can see. Wait. Share. Can you see my presentation?
Not yet, but it's coming. Yes, we can see it now.
Okay. Oh, good. Oh my God. So thank you very much, everyone. And I will briefly explain mutual learning program for enhanced transparency, especially for this group. We are focusing on reporting mitigation action in energy sector. And this, we know this is the year that we are going to prepare and submit the BTR. And for this purpose, we think mutual learning program is very different from previous years. And in previous years, we have been discussing theoretical data, or if there's no data, this is how we collect this data. But now this is the time for preparation and submission of the BTR. So we hope this mutual learning program is actually something you can utilize for future BTR. And we started this program since 2020, and we did during the COVID time. So naturally, it became online program that we had kickoff meeting and May meeting, follow-up meeting, discussion, and exercise. So we started from very small team, and since last year we are collaborating with CBGSP, and we have this the team that we are enhancing. The countries participating in the program has been expanding, and we have a very good collaboration with CBGSP. So for that, we appreciate for the collaboration. And you can see what we have done is we draft this the report. So hopefully we can do similar.
Timolen, I'm sorry to disturb. Are you moving your slide?
Yes, I'm moving my slide.
I'm seeing the same slide, or it's just me? I'm not sure. Slajana, do you see slide moving?
No,
the
slides are not moving, so please.
Okay, let me okay, then is it now second slide? Can you see transition to enhanced transparency framework, or
no?
Okay,
it's on the first slide. It's on introductory slide.
Okay, sorry. Then okay. Okay, it is a bit. Yeah, let me try again. Sorry. Can you see now?
Yes, yes. Now you can.
Okay, maybe if I
It's
do
not
this.
in the.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can do like that. Okay, it's fine.
Yeah, maybe if I try to make a presentation mode, maybe it may freeze.
Yes.
So please
Yes, it
allow
would be
me to
easier.
do. Yeah, thank you. So yeah, we are in this transition for the BTR, not transition, the submission to BTR. So we hope this mutual learning program is really helping, would be useful for you to use that exercise for the actual BTR. And this is something different from previous years that we were doing like based on assumption, but this is more based on practical actual report. And you can see this is our draft that we worked on 2 years ago. And this is a reporting mitigation action for the West agriculture sector with Malaysia and Indonesia, Malaysia and Thailand. So you can see what are the topics and what are the countries that we worked for the last few years. And this year we are basically focusing on Article 13, reporting mitigation action, energy sector and agriculture sector. We are here in this second pair. And then first one, we had it Armenia and Kazakhstan. And then Azerbaijan, Uzbekistan, Moldova, Georgia, we worked last year in energy sector. Now they are focusing on agriculture sector. And for the objective of the MLP is to really understand the structure and the reporting elements of the common tabular formats. And this is become more important for us now that we are actually preparing and drafting the BTR. And the second one is to exercise to practice how to complete the CTF. And we hope this exercise would be useful for your actual BTR reporting. And not just only reporting, we also want to discuss, identify any additional information and the data is needed for the GHG emission reduction calculation. And furthermore, we want to have also, if possible, to have discussion how this reporting is actually linked with the national system for tracking NDC reporting, because that's the main purpose why we are reporting. It's not just only reporting, but also to check us to actual where we are in achievement of the NDC. And the approach to the MLP, we want to have this program for the participants. It's your commitment, it's your report, it's your exercise. So we hope that every participant can contribute to the design of the program. For example, the exercise or schedule or process of the program. And the second one is the program. We hope this to generate the tangible output. And tangible output means for that MLP exercise, the CTF tables. Hopefully, this table can be the basis for actual reporting. And the third is the program is for learning. We want to learn from each other's experience, each other's reporting practices. So the process is more important than the correctness of the output. The last but not least, we want this program is enjoyable and to provide this open space for everyone to express their views and points of the reporting practices. And the work program is here you see we are in a kickoff meeting and we are going to discuss the first exercise, which is CTF, filling the CTF 5, mitigation policy measures, action and plans in energy sector. And also the methodologies associated with this estimating GHG emission reduction from those mitigation actions. And that will be our first exercise. And then we will have a main meeting. And between this first meeting and the main meeting, we will draft the table, but also we review each other's report. And then we can share also comments for each other's report. And that's the basis of this mutual learning from each other. And at the main meeting, we will present our first exercise and also those comments and questions to each other. And for the second exercise, I think it's as now it's under discussion, and the proposal. Hopefully, if it's also because up to you that whether you want to work on the second exercise, which is CTF1 structure summary, description of selected indicators, and also the definition needed to understand the NDC. And if we have the second exercise, again, we will work on the second exercise, and then we will come back at the follow-up meeting to present our second exercise, and that will be hopefully in September. And we don't want to burden this mutual learning program on your BTR preparation. We want to have the program as useful as much as your BTR preparation. So hopefully this would align. Hopefully it could be also useful for you, the reporting. So it's up to you whether you want to have the second exercise or not. And the first exercise, as you can see, we developed the template, and it's already in the Google Drive. And this is for the mitigation policies. And we have another. I think you have already seen the template, and the template is like an Excel sheet. You can put the mitigation action name, description, objective, type of instrument, status, and then GHG emission, expected GHG emission reduction, and achieve GHG emission reduction. We also added the one column, the challenges and the gaps, to filling this mitigation action reporting. So I think it would be very also useful for you to identify what was the challenge and how we can also improve that situation. And the template B is for the Word file, and this is the associated methodologies and assumptions for those mitigation actions that you reported on this Excel sheet. And for both template, we have a sample from previous MLP exercise, which is a Japanese case study from mitigation action in West sector. So we would like also inform that this example from Japan is for MLP exercise and discussion and only. So please keep in mind that utilize it within your team. And a second exercise is the filling CTF 1 and 2, is this description of the selected indicators here. And the second one is the definition to understand the NDC. And it's same table that we only put it in the Excel sheet. And again, we also added another column to identify the challenges and the gaps. Hopefully, it would be also useful for you to check what was the challenge, what was the gaps for these tables. So for today's objective, hopefully you could, hopefully I help you to understand the MLP overview and the exercise. And I think after me, our colleagues from UNEP CCC would explain the MPG's explanation. They're related to the MLP exercise. And the second objective is to understand and discuss each country's status of the national system for tracking NDC implementation. The third is the most important part is this confirmation of the MLP exercise template and schedule of the next step. So thank you very much for your attention, and I hope my presentation was clear enough. And if you have any question, please let me know. Apologies for the sharing my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Temulen, very much for this very nice explanation of the whole program, of the expectation and goals of the program, and some plans on how we will work through this MLP. So before, as you already mentioned, some timelines of our work, before we start with the presentation of the MLP MPGs, by our colleague Aymgul. I would like just to share quickly with the participants some tentative dates that we have for this activity, for the MLP. Just as a continuation of the Timolen's introduction of the program. So I'll share my very short slide here, just to inform you quickly on the planned schedule for this activity. So we are we are proposing the following schedule. Now we are on the kickoff meeting, and during the today's event, we will introduce you with the exercise, present the tables, and guide you on how to fill and how to put there your data in order to finalize and perform the exercise 1, which is actually on the filling out the CTF5 on methodologies and on mitigation actions and methodologies and assumptions. It is planned to finalize this exercise from the side of the countries by the July 10th. So we will share with you our Google Drive folder with templates of the exercises. So you will have access there, and you will take these templates and work directly in them. Then review of the countries. Each country will have opportunity to review the other countries' results within the tables. So, and also Japan and our expert Aymgul will review the tables and put comments, questions, etc. And it is planned to submit that by July 20th. Then we will organize main meeting July 25th or July 26th. We will define exact date and inform you on time on that, of course. On the main meeting, it is planned to present results of the exercise 1. So each country will present its results. Then we will all discuss on results and answer to questions asked with the other countries within this MLP. So then also during the main meeting, we will introduce you with the exercise 2. So as Temulen already explained, we don't want to put too much work for you in the light of your preparation, considering your preparation of your actual BTR reports. So at the main meeting, we will agree all about whether we will continue with the exercise 2 or not. If we decide to continue with the program, the exercise 2 is planned to be completed by countries by September 13th. So it's about CTF1 and CTF2. And then also time for a review exercise 2 by country pairs, and your comments, questions, etc. is planned by September 20th, when it's expected to review to be completed by all countries and experts. And then final meeting is planned for September 27th or 30th, when all results of the exercise 2 will be presented, also including discussion sessions and answer to questions. And then we will conclude with the lessons learned from the MLP and the next steps in that program. So As already mentioned by Temulen, intention here, last year we worked on the assumptions, but now with the deadline that's very soon for submission of your BTRs by the end of the year, you will have opportunity to work with your exact data from your countries and to fill tables that actually could serve as your real data for reporting of your NDCs. So then that's why we consider it could be very, very important and useful for countries preparing their BTRs. So I'll stop now. If you have some questions for me and maybe for Temulen, you can ask now. If not, we can continue with our agenda. So our colleague, Aymgul, will provide an overview of the MPGs and requirements, new requirements within the enhanced transparency framework, which, as you all know, is now applicable for all countries. So in the light of our work on the NDC reporting, Aymgul will provide us with information on what's necessary and how we will report on NDC within our BTR. So Aymgul, the floor is yours.
Thanks a lot, Slađana. So in my presentation, I would focus on the requirements of MPGs and those requirements that are particularly related to the mitigation policies and measures. So as you already know, Paris Agreement includes several elements, important elements such as national determined contribution, biennial transparency reporting, review and consideration, and global stock taking. So at the first step, parties submit their NDCs, and as a second step, they report on the progress achieved within their biennial transparency reports. And these BTRs includes several elements such as GG inventory, tracking progress towards NDC, impacts and adaptation, support provided and mobilized, support needed and received. And at the third step, this information provided by the parties is undergoing the process of review and consideration. And at the final element of the Paris Agreement is the global stock taking, which is like a global aggregation of the progress achieved at the global scale. So step 1 and step 4, NDC and global stock taking is every 5-year process, while the enhanced transparency framework and BTR submission is every 2 years. So what are the requirements for content of the biennial transparency reports is specified in the modalities, procedures, and guidelines in the decision 18 CMA1, and this includes several chapters such as inventory report, information necessary to track progress, information on climate change impacts and adaptation, financial technology development and transfer and capacity building support provided and needed and received by countries. So within this MLP program, we are particularly focusing on the third chapter, which is on information necessary to track progress made in implementing and achieving national determined contributions under Article 4 of the Paris Agreement. So this chapter 3, information to track progress on NDC, contains of the several elements, several mandatory elements such as national circumstances and institutional arrangements, description of parties' NDCs, information necessary to track progress, mitigation policies, action and plans, summary of GHG emissions and removals, projections, and other information. So at the first stage of this mutual learning program, we are focusing on the subsection D, mitigation policies, action and plans. Within the chapter 3, information to track progress on implementing and achieving NDCs. So what are the reporting requirements for this section D of the chapter 3? It includes several paragraphs. So para 80 and 81 have two mandatory reporting requirements, which is, we can see that with the word shall. So shall requirement is a mandatory requirement of the MPGs. So paragraph 80 specifies that each party shall provide information on actions, policies, and measures that support the implementation and achievement of its NDC. And when reporting these policies and measures, the parties should focus on those that have most significant impact on GHG emissions and those impacting key categories in the national GHG inventory. And this information shall be provided in narrative and tabular format. So in further slides, I will show the tabular format for reporting of mitigation policies and measures within this paragraph 80. And paragraph 81 specifies that to the extent possible, parties shall organize the reporting of actions by sector, such as energy, transport, IPPU, agriculture, LULUCF, waste management, and other. And paragraph 82 specifies what detail should be provided for each mitigation policies and measures reported within the BTRs. So it should contain several elements of each policy and measure, such as name of this policy and measure, description, objectives, type of instrument, whether it's regulatory, economic instrument, or other, status, whether this policy measure or action plan is planned, adopted, or implemented, what sectors are affected by implementation of this policy, as described before, what gases are affected, whether this is CO2, CH4, N2O, or other gases, GHG gases affected by implementation of this policy, start year of implementation of the policy, and implementing entity or entities that are responsible for this policy. Also, paragraphs 85 and 86, two mandatory reporting requirements, and they specify that each party shall provide estimates of expected and achieved GHG emission reduction of its action policies and measures in the tabular format. And there is a flexibility. So those parties that apply for the flexibility within the paragraph 85, they are encouraged to provide this information. So for all the parties, this is a mandatory reporting requirement, but if the country is eligible for flexibility and if the country applies for the flexibility, then for them this is this becomes a non-mandatory requirement. Paragraph 86 of the MPGs further specify that each party shall describe methodologies and assumptions used to estimate GHG emission reduction due to each action, policy, and measure to the extent possible. And this information may be provided in an annex to its BTR. So within this mutual learning program, one of the templates that Temulen presented was particular to address this paragraph 86 of the MPGs to provide methodologies and assumptions used to estimate GHG emission reduction from the policy, measure, or action. So there are several common tabular format tables to track progress of NDC. There are 12 CTF tables, so I'm not going to focus on all 12 CTF tables. Within this multi-learning program, we're focusing on the table 5, mitigation policies, measures, actions, and plans. So the table includes basically the information that is specified in the MPGs, that is name, description, objectives, type of instrument, status, sector affected, gases, start year of implementation, implementing entity, and the two columns, the last two columns include estimates of GG emission reduction, and two estimates should be provided, estimates of achieved emission reduction and expected emission reduction. So depending on the time of the mitigation policy and measure, if the mitigation policy measure is not yet implemented, it is possible to estimate expected emission reduction. While if the mitigation policy is already implemented and we have the data for estimating achieved emission reduction, then the party provided achieved emission reduction. So at the end of the implementation period, the party provides both expected and achieved emission reduction. And as you know, there is a significant linkage between the projections and estimates of this emission reduction. So the individual policies and measures should accumulated provide the total impact, which will correspond to the achievement of NDC targets. So the main idea behind the reporting of emission reduction for policies and measures is that we track the progress of the aggregate effect of these policies and measures, and whether these policies and measures allows the country to actually achieve the NDC target. So the accurate tracking of policies and measures can contribute to improving the probability of achieving the NDC through updating and enhancing existing pumps based on their progress. So it allows to more evidence-based NDC development by quantifying the emission reduction potential of policies and measures. So thank you very much for your attention, and I will give the floor to Slađana.
Thank you, Aymgul, for this extensive and great presentation, providing us with the overview of the MPGs, especially for providing us linkage with this MLP program and why actually and how we will work together on the reporting of the mitigation measures and policies within our BTRs. So as we all know, the biggest concern of most of the countries is how to report results of implementation of the NDC. So we all know, and also Aymgul reminded us on more extensive and more detailed requirements of the ETF for reporting of the NDC and mitigation measures and policies. So through this program, we will have all opportunity to go through certain details and to learn and how to best do and provide our information for the BTRs. So at this point, I would like to ask you if you have any questions for Aymgul. Yeah, you are muted, Sandra. Please unmute yourself.
Sorry. I have one question. Thank you for the presentation. It was very clear. I have only one question regarding methodologies for GHG emission reductions, since it will be question for us in climate change department to recommend. So could you please explain more on methodologies? Thank you.
Thank you, Sandra. Aymgul, please.
Thanks. This is actually a very relevant question. I think we had the same discussion in our previous MLP with Armenia and Kazakhstan, that the methodologies is one of the questions, most frequent questions, and yeah, indeed, when we report on inventory, there are methodologies by the IPCC, so we know which methodologies we need to follow. While when we report on mitigation policies and measures, there is no kind of one document where we can refer to. So I cannot recommend you specific methodology, but from the experience of the national communication reporting, we have seen that countries use different methodologies, such as CDM methodology or the methodologies from the modeling tools. For example, LEAP, TIMES, or GASMO, or different modeling tools. Within these modeling tools, there is a possibility to test effect of individual mitigation policy and measure. So also during the explanation of the first exercise, I would briefly show the GASMO methodology. The GASMO is developed by UNEP Copenhagen Climate Center. It is based on CDM methodology, and it also offers some possibility to estimate mitigation potential of some of the mitigation policies. Not all mitigation policies, of course, but some of them may be estimated with the GASMO. Maybe colleagues from IGES also have some insights.
Thank you, Aymgul. Any others information or insights on this matter? No? Okay. Okay, let's continue with our program for today. So we have planned now to have a presentation on the country status of the tracking of the implementation, tracking and implementation of the mitigation measures in countries participating to this program. So I would like to invite Dragana from the Ministry of Environment of Serbia to present a situation in that context in Serbia. So Dragana, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Slađana. I have a little presentation. I don't know how to.
Yeah, you can share.
I can share. Okay.
Yeah.
This is I never shared the presentation. We were experiencing the same issue. I'm just not certain.
You can go at the top of the screen where you can see the share button. Yeah, click on that.
Okay, and then there are several. It's in Serbian. It's in yeah.
Yeah, and you then click on your document, on your presentation. Now we see your screen, not your presentation. You clicked on your screen. You know, within the when you click share, then you will have several documents on the right side, and you just have to find your presentation. Is it opened? You are muted now. Sorry.
I don't have any documents when I click share.
Have you opened your presentation on your laptop?
Sorry. No. Okay. Okay. One second.
So now,
let's see now. There we go. Okay, can you see it now?
Yes, you can just click on the full screen on the bottom. Yeah, thank you so much.
Is it okay now?
Just click on the full screen if it's possible. On the bottom, you have a, down.
Oh,
down.
no, my computer
Down next to the 100%, left of the 100%, you have this small square.
Well,
you know,
I would love to do it, but I have a message from the software center that my computer is about to restart and it doesn't want to hide the message which is on the, sorry, just, here it goes.
Okay.
And on the 100, you mean this?
No. Just put on the left from the Zoom, you have small screen here, like small square. That one.
Yeah, this is it.
Now it's full screen. Thank you very much.
Now it's full screen. Can we go back? No. There we go. Okay, thank you and apologies for this little this little time I took. So just briefly about Serbia, I don't want to go into, because I know we are very limited with the time. What is very relevant for us is that we are an EU candidate country, and so any type of obligations that we have, it's always double, you know, as colleagues from Turkey also know. So not only reporting to the UNFCCC, but now we, as the members of the Energy Community Treaty, we report to the Energy Community as well. And we have signed this Sofia Declaration on Green Agenda for Western Balkan, and we really have put an emphasis on the decarbonization and on the climate change now with let's say, global and European trends. So in Serbia, I will just give a brief overview of the institutional framework. We are pretty much centralized in the sense that the Ministry of Environmental Protection, where I come from, and my colleagues is the main national institution or leading institution that deals with climate change. We are also the focal point for UNFCCC and the Paris Agreement, and we do coordinate this climate policies on the national level, and we also issue this GAG permits to operators, but this is another part of the EU climate acquis. Our colleague from Serbian Environmental Protection Agency, Ivana, already said, so this is another institution very important on the national level. They are responsible for the GAG inventory. They support us as the competent authority for matters related to the MRV. And there are other relevant institutions which were acknowledged, whose competencies were acknowledged on the legal basis, and the other that are not yet currently, let's say, recognized that are relevant for climate change in the legal sense, but are very much relevant in the sense of developing and implementing policies that do have this mitigation component as well, such as Ministry of Mining and Energy, Ministry of Agriculture, Construction. So all the national institutions that are in charge of sectors which are either contributing to GHG emissions or are vulnerable to climate change. When it comes to legal framework in the Republic of Serbia, a few years ago in 2021, we adopted our law on climate change. This is the law is pretty much modeled on the European laws, European climate acquis, and it transposes all the relevant pieces of acquis, with the exception that we need to update it now, because if you see here, and this is relevant for this context, we did transpose this monitoring mechanism regulation into our law, which was then after that repealed by this governance regulation, which basically governs how the EU reports back to the UNFCCC. So it's the mechanism that we adopt into our national system, and it's very, it could be quite challenging on finding that balance on, you know, delivering the expectations and the obligations in line with the EU requirements and in line with the UN. This law on climate change is our legal basis for MRV or MRVA, whether it be the ETS or the National Climate Information System. And we have also so far adopted 6 bylaws which were meant to support implementation of certain provisions. And for the purpose and the sake of this CBIT, workshop, the two that are most relevant are the ones that regard the national GHG inventory. The legal act that actually deals with the policies and measures and projections is not developed yet. This is something that we are yet to embark on, and this is why this support from CBIT and the exchange with colleagues from Turkey is quite useful for us as well, because this is something that we really would need more light shedding on. When it comes to the policy framework, the law on climate change sets the basis for two relevant policy acts. One is both adopted, the ones that you can see on screen here, and I won't go into much details because we don't have time. One is the adaptation program, which we adopted in December last year, and currently we are developing a bylaw for reporting on adaptation measures prescribed by the program. We also set up this digital climate atlas of Serbia, which provides all relevant climate information on the on the spot level. And for this exercise, more important, this is the low carbon development strategy, which we adopted. It does not contain an action plan. It, however, describes measures that will lead to GHG emission reduction. And actually, because this strategy was a project that lasted for several years, in the making, we used the document and the results and the outputs for basis for nationally determined contributions. So basically, the target that we have in our NDC, which we submitted in 2022, prior to adopting the strategy, basically they all contain the same target, and this is this GHG emission reduction of 33.3% without LULUCF sector compared to 1990 levels. We also had a CBIT 1 project, which basically under which we did the revision of our NDC, and it ended in June 22. And the general idea was basically to ensure that we have better quality and timely reports delivered to the UNFCCC, especially concerning the requirements of the enhanced transparency framework that were being operationalized and negotiated as we implemented the project. We wanted to ensure this climate mainstreaming, which was embedded in our law. At least we wanted to try to ensure it, because one of the main issues is that on the national level, the awareness on climate change in the sense of responsibility of development and implementation of policies and measures by different actors other than Ministry of Environmental Protection can be quite challenging for those institutions, and this concept, this is why Sandra asked, what is the methodology that other institutions should use that would lead them to assess the GHG mitigation reduction or potential of their measures and then inform or report it back to us. So it's quite a complex system, as I can only imagine it is the same in Turkey, especially in the sense that it's all doubled, considering that we are a new candidate country as well. So we are fighting, let's say, on two fronts at the same time. We used this CBIT project. We were one of the first countries to receive actually funding, and we were quite ambitious, and we developed many let's say outputs, local plans, national inventory. We improved it. We developed some emission factors, etc. However, the main star of the project was this MRV IT system with 6 modules that was supposed to collect climate information data on the national level from in line with the requirements of the enhanced transparency framework, where we could really feed it with the policies and measures from the strategy, and then really secure that we have a corpus of measures and policies that we can track and then later report on, and etc. And we did many capacity building workshops with institutions and on that. However, the system is not operational yet. We are now looking into CBIT 2, so the continuation of the CBIT project, where we would like to basically see and continue the practice and see what is most feasible for us, because sometimes even those quite, let's say, innovative software solutions or something can pose and can seem to be quite challenging, and it's basically we were setting the system from scratch, and in the context where climate change is something that is just gaining momentum in the wider sense of our other stakeholders and institutions. It's quite challenging on imposing new obligations and especially new tools and softwares for others to use. So it's a battle that we will go into hopefully in CBIT 2 and BTR. We started the preparation of our first BTR. Well, we initiated first steps in the sense that the project is let's say the inception phase is ending, so we can now start with the nitty-gritty, with really developing the BTR. And I must say, I don't know the situation and with everyone else, but I'm quite concerned that whether we'll be able to reach everything in time, and we really will put all our efforts into delivering the BTR by the end of the year. We're very ambitious. We want to do it, and I hope we will do it. So these exercises that we will have, I'm really certain that they will help us in structuring our requests for other institutions that are relevant for certain mitigation actions which were identified and described in our low carbon development strategy. And there's another Ministry of Mining and Energy that developed this integrated national energy and climate plan. This is the document that is the requirement of the European Union, and that stems from the governance regulation, and that will be hopefully used as a roadmap or as a pathway or as an action plan to reach the 33.3, and it has 150 measures. So it's going to be very challenging. Hopefully CBIT 2 will be able to provide us with some analytical basis for moving further. We are yet to establish a national system for policies and measures, national system for GHG emission projections in line not only with the enhanced transparency framework, but also in line with the governance regulation of the European Union. And we will also assess our capacities on whether or not it is possible and how, on what way to operationalize this MRV climate information system, if it's even possible. That's it from my side. If I missed something, I would kindly ask my colleagues to fill in any gaps that I may have missed. But thank you.
Dragana, thank you very much for this excellent presentation. It was very brief, but in the same time very detailed, explaining your legal institutional framework. Yeah, you mentioned law on climate change and bylaws regulating other areas, but it seems that more work is necessary to regulate also policies and measures. So we are all here if we can, and we are willing to support you in that sense. So colleagues, country representatives, I would like to ask you now if you have some questions for representatives of Serbia. Yeah, I see one hand raised. So please, Chiza, unmute your microphone and ask question.
Yes, Dragana, thank you very much for the very, very comprehensive and interesting presentation. You mentioned about not only the UN required reporting, but also EU driven reporting. And this is, I think, purely in this group, my lack of knowledge about the EU required reporting, but I'm just curious to know how two are different. For instance, if you do the BTR, does it already fulfill to some extent what is required under the EU, or the two are something very different from each other? Thank you.
Thank you, Gita, for this question. So our reporting to the EU goes, as I mentioned, we are members of this Energy Community Treaty. I don't know if you are familiar with the Energy Community. This is like a community of several countries from Western Balkan, and I think it's also not only Western Balkan, but Ukraine as well. And so the idea behind this is to basically have the EU is not just the EU, it's also an energy union. And the idea is to have this energy union downscaled to us as candidate countries. And since member states have certain obligations in the sense of reporting, then those obligations are transposed or also downscaled to us in the context of the energy community. And we use the same reporting tool. The EU has this reporting tool called ReportNet. And I am not, let's say, how should I put this? So the basis for the information, they pretty much, everybody wants to have the same information, but it's not, and the EU is modeling its reporting requirements to that of the UNFCCC. However, it is a software which you enter the data in, let's say, directly. So it's not something that you submit in a Word format or something like that. So I'm not certain on how we didn't do it on whether it's not or possible to extract the data and maybe use it for UNFCCC reporting or Paris Agreement or BTR, whatever. However, the essence of the reports that you need to have is pretty much the same. They pretty much want to know the same questions. Who is responsible for what? How are you setting up the system? What is the measure? Who is responsible? What is the GHG mitigation potential? What is the emission reduction? So it's the information is pretty much the same. I think the only issue is regarding the format and the way of submitting, and of course it's much more wider for the UNFCCC. But the idea is that the EU has the same obligations as any other UNFCCC party, and we as a candidate country to the EU then basically have these two tracks of aligning our national legislation and system, not only to adhere to the UNFCCC, but also to the EU, if that makes any sense.
Thank you very much. It is very clear. Thank you.
Thank you, Dragana, for this explanation. I just would like to add that CBIT GSP, together with European environmental agencies, trying to support countries in order to avoid double reporting on the same issues. So we are under the process of trying to align two tools, tool of the reporting tool of the European Union and reporting tool of UNFCCC, which is now digital and will be operational since June this year and obligatory to use. So the idea behind is to use one database for entering data and to enable interoperability between two bases, or extracting data from one and uploading to another database, so to avoid burden for the countries for multiple reporting, but in the same time to allow them to respond to all reporting obligations. So thank you, Dragana, for explaining. And yes, that's pretty much related to Eurasia network here. So I see that Temulin, you have also some question. Please unmute yourself and ask.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much for your presentation. I had also similar thinking how this is, this reporting to UN and the reporting to EU would be different. So your answer was very clear. So I was wondering how this, what is your BTR preparation timeline and how this mutual learning exercise would fit in that timeline? Because for first exercise, we are going to submit in July 10th. So I assume, but since you are already advanced in the process, I think you have you may be in early stage for developing the CTF.
We are in a very, very early stage. I would say these are just initial steps that we took. So hopefully, I don't know how much time would we need to assess, the table, and really I cannot comment. I can only express, let's say, hope that we will be able to do it in time. We need to involve many other actors in order to gather all the relevant data. And it's going to be quite challenging because it's also the summer is approaching. The most of the work will be done during the summer when it's holiday season, at least here in Serbia. Let's see, I hope that we can count on some support if we run into certain obstacles when it comes to some requirements or information that need to be provided or anything similar to that.
Thank you, Dragana, for this answer. We really hope with you together that we can support you and that you will be able to finalize your BTR. And also you will see here from presentation of the other countries what is their timetable in finalization or preparation of the BTR. So let's move further. Next presentation, next country that will present their situation when it comes to mitigation actions, reporting, tracking is Turkey. So I would like to ask kindly Ms. Özlem, representative of Turkey, to present the situation from the Turkey.
Thank you so much, Yana. It's a pleasure for me to be a part of this event and also a good opportunity for all of us to share all these valuable experiences. Thank you very much for that. Now I will try to find my presentation. Okay. First, yeah. Okay. I hope I can manage it. Is it okay? Can you see? No.
No, we can still don't see.
Okay, I will share the.
Now it's coming. So we see your screen.
Okay, that's good. Okay.
Here it is.
Today,
thank you.
Okay, today I will give a brief overview of Turkey's NDC mitigation action and mitigation strategies and action plan, and also energy sector and its strategies. As we all know, Turkey is located in a Mediterranean microclimate zone, and which is the region that is most affected by the negative consequences of the climate change. So this effect reminds us the urgency of the taken action in this region. Furthermore, in the first global stocktake meetings, it is emphasized that we are currently far from 1.5 degree target, and we have to take enhance the ambitions on mitigation action. And so more robust policy frameworks and regulatory mechanisms are essential to scale up mitigation action. Okay, second slide. Are you seeing? Can you see the second slide? Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay, when we look at
Please,
our...
can you just stick to the timetable of 10 minutes for presentation? Thank you very much.
Okay, when we look at our greenhouse GHG emissions, they are on increasing trend. But on the historical emissions, Turkey has a share of 0.64%. And also when we look at the countries' net zero targets, countries representing more than 65% of GHG emissions and more than 70% of world economy have announced their net zero targets by 2021. And also Turkey is explained it as 2053. When we look at our greenhouse emissions inventory, actually our emissions are an increasing trend. And in 2021, it has increased 7.7% compared to the previous year. And it has reached to 564 million tons of carbon dioxide equivalent. And it is, when we look at the share of the sectors, the highest share is the energy sector, which is 71%. But do not forget that besides the direct emissions and also the electricity consumption of industry, transportation and building sector is also included in energy sector. Our president is announced our net zero emission targets, and this is a point that we have started our green development strategy, and we have started our green transformation and green growth. After ratification of Paris Agreement, Turkey has started its NDC preparation. And Turkey is updated. It is INDC and submitted it to the UNFCCC in the COP, announced it in the COP27. Actually, in the NDC preparation, we have worked with 7 sectors: energy, industry, transportation, agriculture, waste, buildings, and here. And also we have used modeling studies in the preparation of NDC. Times macro modeling and bottom-up modeling we have used. And there is a 41% emission reduction is announced by 2030 compared with our BAU. And also after the preparation of national determined contribution, sorry for that. Okay. We have started to work on our strategy documents. First, we have studied mitigation strategy and action plan, and we have published it. And long-term strategy, now we are working on. These are the climate action tools for Turkey. Turkey recognized the importance of establishing climate tools to develop a comprehensive plan that outlines our country's path towards sustainability and resilience against climate change, and also implements the actions in the following 4 areas. Regarding the climate law, this is the first law regarding the climate. Actually, it is a legal framework for reducing the emissions and also adaptation goals, and also it encompasses the besides the mitigation and adaptation goals, it covers the emission trading system and also implementation of voluntary carbon markets. And also, it paves the way for the widespread of climate finance and utilization of climate change intensives. So, the climate law is very important, and it is on the parliamentary process now, and we are expecting to be come into force within this year. Okay. Regarding the mitigation action and mitigation strategies, we have prepared our mitigation strategy and action plan. It covers 7 mitigation sectors, and besides that, there are 2 cross-cutting issues. These are the carbon pricing and just transition. There are 49 strategies and 260 actions And each sectors have its own strategies, and under that actions, and also the responsible bodies, responsible institutions, and the indicators I will mention in detail. And also in the mitigation strategy and action plan, we have firstly made policy mapping, and then need assessment studies, and also review the existing and international policies as well as literature, and prepared this document with a participatory and inclusive manner. Because engaging stakeholders in such plans in policymaking process build the consensus and promote the ownership and ensure the effectiveness of the strategy documents. Over 2,000 people from various institutions, organizations, and business associations, NGOs, and more than 150 public institutions and sectoral associations are included in preparation of this document. Okay. Regarding the monitoring and evaluation of our mitigation strategy and action plan, actually, we are trying to install a program for that, because as I have mentioned, for each strategy there are actions, and under that there are responsible institutions and indicators and seen in the scene. So we have to, for the monitoring of this strategy and action plan, we will building a program and which will be integrated into climate portal, and we will trace year by year on an annual basis, and each action will be monitored. Okay. Then we come to our energy sector. As I have mentioned, the energy sector accounts for the 71% of the total emissions. Now Turkey has an installed power generation capacity is 107 gigawatt, and 56% of it is coming from the renewables. Actually, in the first global stocktake, the countries have commitments by 2030 to triple renewable energy capacity and double average global energy efficiency improvement rate. And also, they have commitments to double the hydrogen production and enable global hydrogen trade. So, in the same manner, Turkey has set significant goals on the field of renewable energy over the past 2 decades. And electricity generation from renewable energy sources has increased both in terms of share and source diversity. Our Ministry of Energy has published a national energy plan in 2022, and Turkey will add 90 gigawatts new power generation capacity by 2035, and 75% will be on renewable sources. And also, according to this plan, by 2035, solar capacity will be 53 gigawatt, wind capacity will be 30 gigawatt, and also Turkey is incorporating nuclear power to the share of source as a source nuclear power to the system. By 2030, 7.2 gigawatts nuclear power will be in use. And also, to increase the elasticity of the system battery capacity, the 7.5 gigawatt by 2035, and 5 gigawatt electrolyzer capacity, and from the demand side management, 1.7 gigawatt is foreseen. Furthermore, and also electrification is very important, and by 2035, we expect that half of the vehicles will be will be used electricity. And also energy efficiency goal is important, and for 2030, we aim to achieve 16% reduction in primary energy use, which accounts to 100 million tons reduction in GHG emissions. Okay, in terms of hydrogen, hydrogen is a very priority area. And also it's a key element in economic development to reach net zero emission targets. So we have prepared and published our hydrogen technology strategy and roadmap. And also in this roadmap, we aim to reduce the hydrogen price. So by 2035, we hope to produce it $2.4 per kilogram of hydrogen produced. And also by 2053, it is $1.2 per kilogram. And also I have mentioned the electrolyzer capacity will increase. By 2035, we aim 5 gigawatts. And by 2053, it is 70 gigawatt is expected. Okay, this is the sectoral strategies of the in our mitigation strategy and action plan. Actually, Turkey is focusing on 4 areas. These are the energy efficiency, renewable energy, strengthening the infrastructure of energy, and using the latest new technologies. And on the right hand side, you can see the strategies. But I think this was actually was the end of my presentation. But from the discussions during this meeting, I have understood that I have forgotten to add our MRV system, because we are using an MRV system in an effective way by 2015. Actually, we have a draft law. We have a law regulation and 2 communiques. One is the monitoring of the for the industry to monitor the communique covers all technical aspects, and the second communique covers the verification part. So we have every year we are collecting these data, the verified emission reports, and we have a good emission data. And also we will in 2025 we expect, and also after the draft climate law is passed, we are now establishing an ETS emission trading system. And this emission trading system actually will base on the historical emissions we have obtained from the MRV system. But benchmarking studies also continue in the PMI project. We have a component that we will also study the benchmark components. And also one more thing, that in the MRV there are more than 700 installations is monitored, and these are the this is completely after just except that the ETS, it is completely compatible with the EU legislation. Our MRV system is completely compatible with the EU legislation. And also the Annex 1 of the regulation is the same. More than 700 installations is monitored, and verified emission reports are and also monitored. I think that's the all I can say, but if you have further questions, I will be glad to answer. Okay.
Thank you very much, Özlem, for this really impressive presentation with lots of details and great achievements of your country when it comes to the climate change issues, legislation, tracking of the mitigation actions, data, etc., including your climate law, climate trading system, GHG emission trading system, etc. So now, since we are a bit behind of our schedule, I would like to ask colleagues from Japan to briefly present their country situation. So, colleagues.
Sorry, Slađana, may I just ask? I would have for colleagues from Turkey more than 10 questions, but
Sandra.
just one very short question, since we are running out late. So just one question regarding this climate. If I understood correctly, you will monitor all measure sections and so on through this climate digital platform. But how did you ensure that other institutions will report? Did you put in the law obligation that they need to, that the way of communication will be through your digital platform? Because we are facing with similar problems. So just that clarification. And thank you for the presentation.
Okay, maybe I have missed. I think I am misunderstand because actually this is not working. We hope that this year, at the end of this year, it will be active and it will be integrated into Climate Portal. Climate Portal is now is actively working, but our monitoring session will be active at the end of this year. Actually, this is a challenging issue for us because we don't know all institutions whether to enter the correct numbers or how they will include the correct reductions. I think it will be on the way. We will see how we can manage it and how we can elaborate it. But for the first, at the end of this year, they will be entered their achievements. Regarding according to their strategies and actions, they will be entered. But actually, this is a new topic, so we will see on the way. Sorry.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much. So let's move further. I would ask colleague from Japan, Mr. Morimoto, please, the floor is yours to present the country situation of Japan.
Yes, so thank you very much. Could you make me a presenter so that I can share my screen?
I think that I've already made you a presenter.
No, not
Just
yet.
okay.
Because I can't share my screen.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you do it now?
Okay, now I can do it. Just a moment, please. How about this? Can you see my screen?
Yes,
okay.
Yes, we can.
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much. My name is Takashi Morimoto from MRC. Since we are a little bit behind the schedule, I will make my presentation very brief. I'd like to introduce the Japan's national system for tracking the implementation of NDC. So firstly, I'd like to talk about Japan's NDC. We have 2030 emission reduction targets, which is 46% reduction against 2013 by 2030. And this is the economy-wide absolute emission reduction target covering all gases and all sectors. And also contribution from RURCF and the carbon credit from Article 6 mechanism will be considered when the achievement of NDC will be assessed. And this is the current trend of GHG emissions and the midterm target and long-term target, which is net zero by 2050. And as you can see, this is the latest greenhouse emissions in 2022, which is the 23% reduction compared to the base year. So I think that I can say that we are on a track to achieve the midterm target, which is 46% reduction by 2030 and net zero goal. And how is Japan planning to achieve our emission reduction target for 2030? And we have the National Mitigation Plan to achieve the NDC, which is called Plan for Global Warming Countermeasures. And in this plan, not only the national total emission reduction target, but it also includes the sectoral targets and the target by gas, and also many policy and measures to be implemented to achieve our NDC. And also it's this plan includes the progress management scheme. I'd like to talk about this scheme a little bit later. And this table shows the breakdown target by sector and gas in 2030. And as I said earlier, that we have 46% emission reduction target for national total greenhouse emissions. But also, we have the sectoral target by gas. For example, we have the target for sectoral target for in the energy sector, and also we have the target by gas, like for non-CO2 and F gases and so on. And also, this plans includes the evaluation approach, and I think it's a very similar process of the Turkey. We also review the progress status of the plans annually, every year. And in this mitigation plan, the major evaluation indicator and the target of that indicator in 2030 and the expected emission reductions by each percent measure are included. And the progress of each percent measure are evaluated and rated from rank A to E in accordance with the progress. For example, rank A is with the highest one, as it's that the measure evaluation indicator is expected to exceed the target level, and also the actual result have already exceeded. And rank B is expected to exceed the target level, and rank C is expected to be the equivalent to the target level, and D is a little bit slow progress, and E is that the quantitative data cannot be obtained. And there are 5 scales that's used for the evaluation annually. And this is the evaluation and implementation cycle that are embodied in the plan. We have 2 kinds of cycle. One is annual cycle, and the other is every 3-year cycle. So firstly, we have the plan for global warming countermeasures, including the percent measures and the major evaluation indicator or the outlook of each MEI for 2030. And then based on that, a lot of percent measures are implemented. And then we have annual follow-up to check the progress status of each percent measure. And if some percent measures shows a slow progress, of course, those percent measures are strengthened. And this is the annual cycle. And every 3 years, the plan for global warming countermeasures will be revised based on the progress or the evaluation of the progress in the past 3 years. These are basic 2 cycles of evaluation. And so I'd like to talk about just one example of the progress evaluation of percent measures in Japan. I will take the introduction of low carbon industrial furnaces as an example. This percent measure is to promote the introduction of energy efficient industrial furnaces in industrial sector. As you can see, this regarding this percent measure, the major evaluation indicator is identified as a cumulative number of low carbon industrial furnaces installed in Japan. And according to the progress, this percent measure is rated as rank C, which is expected to be equivalent to the target level if this efforts or a percent measure is continue to be implemented at the current pace. So this is my final slide. This is the overall progress evaluation of the plan for global warming countermeasures in 2021. So we have 115 policy measures in our plan. And out of this 115, 91% are evaluated as progressing at a pace to meet the target level. So we can say that our progress is on track to achieve the NDC. And yeah, this is just an example of the evaluation scheme that were implemented in Japan in accordance with our national mitigation plan. So that's all I have. Thank you very much. And back to you, Sajana.
Thank you, Mr. Morimoto, for sharing this very ambitious plans for emission reductions on mid and long term, which is net zero by 2050. So also you have mentioned that you have national mitigation plan with sectoral targets and with PAMs defined to achieve your NDC. And also you explained briefly your system on how you track your progress in achieving your mitigation actions. So since we are a bit late or behind our schedule, I would like to ask now my colleague, Gul, to present actually the main part for this kickoff event to explain exercise that you will be performing in the next month. So Angul, please, the floor is yours.
Thanks a lot, Svetlana. So colleagues from IGES already explained the overview of MLP program. So in my presentation, I would just provide the explanation of the first exercise, first stage of this MLP program. So at the first step of this program, we recommend the participants to be familiarized with the MPGs and relevant decisions of CMA regarding the transparency framework. And these documents are provided in the shared Google Drive folder. And the main focus of the exercise is to develop the draft reports for the CTF Table 5. And as colleagues from IGES explained, the exercise will be to fill in two templates, template A, CTF Table 5, and template B, methodologies and assumptions. And these templates were developed by IGES. And they were provided in the shared folder. So participants are expected to fill in these templates and provide these templates to us, that the technical experts from UNEP CCC, from IGES, will review these provided inputs from the participants. And also why we're calling this program as a mutual learning program is that the participants also review the materials developed by other partners. So the inputs provided by Serbia will be reviewed by Turkey, and the materials provided by Turkey will be also reviewed by Serbia. So that's why we call it as a mutual learning program, that we learn from each other. They are not only reviewed by colleagues from IGES and UNEP CCC, but also from the participants. And at the final stage, we are expected to present the main findings of the filled-in templates A and B. Also, in the shared folder, I provided some additional materials with, for example, the GASMO methodology. So Of course, there are various methodologies for developing for estimating emission reduction. For example, in the waste sector, in the FALUs, different, depending on the sources of emissions, they're very different methodologies. But the GASMO tool is mainly applicable for the energy sector, and it provides some very simple and quick methodology for estimating emission reduction for some of the energy sector mitigation measures. So I provided the Excel file with these templates that can be used, but this is optionally. So if there is a much better methodology which is suitable for your countries, then of course you're free to use other methodologies. But this is provided just as a reference, as an example. So this GASMO file contains 3 examples: LED lamps replacing incandescent bulbs, solar PV on grid, and electric light-duty cars replacing gasoline cars. So 3 examples of mitigation measures are provided, so you can insert the data for your own country, and the Excel file will provide the estimates of emission reduction. Also, if you want to explore GASMO methodology for other mitigation options, you can download the full GASMO tool on our website, UNEP-CCC website, and use it for other mitigation measures apart from these 3 examples provided. And as Timulena also already explained, that the exercise will be to fill in 2 templates. First template is the CTF table 5, and template B is the description of methodologies and assumptions. And just to note that this files contains the example of Japanese reporting exercises, and please treat this information as a confidential and don't share this information outside of MLP discussion. And these templates were developed by IGES. So in terms of the deadlines, as Slajana explained, the first deadline is 10th of July to provide these filled-in templates A and B, and to send them to our emails, to my email and Slajana's email. And by July 19th, it is expected that provided participants will review these templates of other participant country, and also me as a technical expert and colleagues from IGES will also review these templates and provide their feedbacks. And at the main meeting on 25th and 26th July or 26th of July, we will present the main findings of the exercises, and hopefully we will have a fruitful discussion. Also, I would like to show you the Google Drive. I will now open to you the Google Drive folder. So here you can see the folder content, and there are several folders. So the main materials are provided in this folder named Tables for Homework, and here there is this Excel template with the CTF table 5 that needs to be filled with information on policies and measures. And also there is a Word document, template B, with the assumptions and methodologies used. Also, you can find in this folder the presentations of today's kickoff meeting. You can find the explanation of the first exercise, schedule of meetings, and also in the file called additional materials, you can see the MPGs that we recommend to familiarize with, and the example with the GASMO methodology, which is very voluntary to use. So if you have other methodologies, it's also fine. And also in the third folder, I provided some examples, included some examples from other countries' reportings of the mitigation policies and measures from the national communication experience. This is because, as you know, that there are only few countries that submitted BTRs as of now, so we don't have many of the examples from the past experience. But as you know, that national communication reporting requirements is somewhat similar with the BTR requirements as regards to policies and measures, although there are a few differences. So just for as an example, you can have a look at the other countries' experiences with the policies and measures. So I'll stop here. I'll be happy to answer your questions, and over to you, Slajana.
Thank you very much, Angul. Just to say that today, after this meeting, I'll share a Google link for the Google Drive with additional instructions and deadlines for your work. So thank you, Angul, for going through this exercise. And now, of course, the floor is yours. So please raise your hand. And I actually see already a hand raised from IGES. So please ask the question.
Thank you, Angel, for your great presentation. It was very, very clear. I don't have any question. I just want to mention that Japan is also joining as one of the participating countries for the exercise. So we are happy to share our report and happy to also receive your comments for our report on energy sectors. And we are also want to learn from your exercise too. So that's just something we would like to add. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Timolen. Yes, all exercises, when you submit them, they will be in the shared folder, so you will be able to directly ask your questions and make comments within the tables or and reports of the other countries, including, of course, Japan, that is participating with their experience in mitigation reporting. So thank you, Timolen, for this. So I see more hands raised. Sandra, please.
Thank you. Maybe we should, since this is exercise, maybe we should agree on number of policies and measures, since this will be also timely, very, very challenging for us, especially in this period of year. So what do you think, maybe if we agree about, it can be from 1 to 101, so maybe to agree on 3 measures or 5 key measures that, I don't know what colleagues from Turkey think, but maybe it would be good for this first exercise to have, 3 or 5, just to have concrete numbers of measures, because if we...
Maybe from different sectors, because I'm also thinking this will...
yeah.
Just as an exercise, as an example, and then it can... I agree with Sandra.
Yeah, thank you, Sandra, for this intervention. Actually, just to mention that for this exercise, we are focusing on the energy sector. So from my point of view, it would be good to, of course, you cannot put all measures, but focus on the one more important for you. Maybe we can hear opinion from the colleagues from Turkey, or I see also the hand raised from the IGES colleagues, please. If you have some suggestion, unmute your microphone and, or maybe it's remained hand. IGES, do you have some suggestion in this context?
Thank you. I would like to share what we did the last few years, because it's exercise, and also we don't want to put much more burden on the people who's actually working. So we said that it's up to each country. So if you want to have 5 mitigation action, it's up to you. Or if you have 3 mitigation action, it's up to you. Or if you really want to have the one of the main action that has the most emission, that could generate most emission reduction, and that's also up to the country. So we didn't have any numbers on this, but again, this is also up to our this group of countries, that how you want to decide.
Thank you much. Thank you very much, Temulen. I see that Dragana wants to ask something. Dragana, please.
Yes, I thank you. I would like to ask colleagues from Turkey, in your departments and everything, how much do you rely on outsourced expertise when it comes to development of and planning of NDC and projections and policies and everything? And how much is it your institutional capacities? What is the approach you have, if I can ask, please?
Thank you for this question. Actually, in NDC preparation, we have taken the technical expertise, and also in modeling studies, we have taken expertise from outside, and also we have involved all the relevant stakeholders in the process. But actually, it was a hard task for us. But for the second NDC, actually, we aim to make our modeling infrastructure under our division. And also we plan to make a group of mitigation reduction from each relevant institutions. The mitigation reduction team, we will compile a team, and for the strategies, for the projections, emission projections, or their policies, for their foreseen policies, we will take their expertise, and also we will, but for the modeling, we will take we will make a project and take expertise, but we will train our experts actually for the modeling, and also our expertise we will use in the second NDC, we hope. But maybe since we newly submitted to the UNFCCC, maybe we can a little bit late submit it, and for that time period, we will take our focus on establishing and good functioning modeling, because the model is very important. For example, you think that how, for example, one strategy, but every time from the other, if it is from the abroad, the expert is from the abroad, you cannot say that, hey, how is it? How will it change? The emissions will change. So we have to do it ourselves, and we hope we will establish in our division. Actually.
Oh, so it's going to be in the ministry. You're not going to go outside like an institute or a scientific institution or something like that?
In the ministry. Yeah, in the ministry. But the experts, the modeling expert will come and teach us. Actually, teach,
okay.
yeah, because it is important.
Perfect.
Because we have used times modeling, and it was a good modeling in our times modeling, and we have determined this decision to make it with ourselves.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Özlem, for this information. And maybe colleagues from IGES would like to add something. Temulen, do I see your hand raised, or is remained from?
No, maybe
that's
remained from previous,
Okay. Yeah, thank you for sharing this experience, which is yes, as we can see, various among the countries. Some countries are raising the internal capacities of the institutions, if it's possible, depending on their circumstances. But in the other hand, we see some countries that also engage some external resources in order to collect data, to set up, to put together parts of the report, to make chapters in the document, etc., etc. So the experiences are different. So and also that's why we are here, to exchange experience, to see what is the system in other countries, and to maybe apply something in our countries. So are there any additional questions from the countries, from the experts? it seems that all is clear. However, I ask you to feel free, but really free, to ask a question when you start to perform your exercise. Ask us if you have any questions, if you are not sure how to respond or which data to put where. Please ask. You can freely approach to me or I'm Gul. We are here to support you, and also our colleagues from the IGES that are collaborating with us on this activity, not just as a country that is sharing experience, but also as a technical support. At this point, I would like to thank you very much. We exceeded our time, but discussion was very interesting, and it seems that we have much more to share among the countries and among the experts. So it will be very, very interesting to continue this work. At this point, yes, I would like to thank you all for your dedication, for your productive discussion, and to wish you a productive learning process within this MLP. So thank you once again, and have a great day, and see you in June on our next meeting. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Goodbye,
Bye.
everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.